Well, g'day and welcome back. It's so good to see you. We're on module 3. We've got a lot to cover in this module. Let me just take you through very quickly what we'll cover here. I assume, shouldn't assume, but I hope and I trust you have your workbooks with you. And how did you go completing your last module? I'd love for you to tell me what you learned and what you've put into place and how you've begun to look at the culture within your business and the subcultures perhaps as well. And today we're outworking that. We're taking that communication model and we're working it out. So we'll be covering this first page. Second page here you'll need to have as well. You can see it on the screen there. Third page here, which is an exciting template. You might even want to have a few copies of that one there. Your homework will be here, your raison d'etre. And we'll even be covering this module here with the triangle, with the people, problem, promise triangle. Lots to get through. Let's try and work through this in a really good, reasonable amount of time. I will be talking kind of fast. Please do keep up. You can pause this as you go. Take notes. Take lots and lots and lots of notes. Write really, really fast. But you can pause me like that and rewind and go back over things as well. So you've got complete control over this content. Let's have a look here. And here's the thing. I've written a statement there to begin with that you cannot not communicate at all times, whatever is going on in the culture of your business. Like we talked about in the last module, whatever you believe in, whatever you're saying through the culture of your business is communicating your message out to the marketplace. The way your staff dress, the way you turn up, the way you drive, the way they leave the car park, the way your font, your colors, everything that you have is saying something. You cannot not communicate within your business. There are several ways to communicate. Words are only roughly 7%, 5 to 10% of your communication is through your words. 20 to 35% is through your tonality. The whole rest of it is through how you look. Now, I could go into a whole bunch of really deep stuff here, I won't, but I'm talking about every single part of your business. Whether if you have a fleet of cars. Now, I used to work for one of the world's biggest multinational companies, and every Friday we had car inspection. And the managing director of the company, or general manager I think he was, Roger Stewart, who I learned so much from, he would get into our cars, open the doors, and inspect the inside seams of our cars. And he said this: if you don't have the pride in your vehicle to clean the inside of the cars like this, then you won't have when I'm not around, he would say, when I'm not around to check on you, you won't have the pride in your appearance, and you're representing this company. And I want to make sure that you've got that sort of pride. That's the level that company, now that company was L'Oreal, and you know that they're a brilliant company. They take pride in everything they do. And that is one of the reasons they're one of the world's most successful companies. And for you, that's the level of communication that I want for you in your business. No matter what size you are, you should always operate at that very high standard. So I want you to have a look at some of the questions here that I'm asking. Number 1. Yes or no? Do you have a clear-cut plan to communicate with your team, your staff, and your suppliers on a regular basis? And do you record all communication and review it regularly? Now, that cannot exist up here in your head. Thinking about it ain't enough. A clear-cut, written, documented, time-managed, calendared plan. Yes or no? No maybes. All right, tick a box for me. Go ahead and do that now. Secondly, you have a plan to communicate effectively to your marketplace, and you never feel like you're reinventing the wheel when it comes to your marketing plan. Can't be up here. Can't be reactive. It's not like a sales rep comes in and says, "Hi, I was a wanker before I got here. I'm a wanker now, and I'll be a wanker when I leave. Would you like to buy some radio advertising? Here's our demographics. Here's how you can win." And you say, yeah, that sounds really good. I'll buy that. Thank you very much. Here's $4,000. Oh, it didn't work. What a surprise. Yes or no? Can you show me right now? If you tick yes, and I see that you've ticked yes, you've got to show me that you've got it, and I want to see it. By the end of this module, you'll have it anyway. Okay, so if you tick no now, it's no big deal. You'll have it by the end of this module. Thirdly, my marketplace is segmented, automated, and I can measure what is working and not working when it comes to my outbound messages to market. And Facebook likes do not count. I did a video this morning, as I might have mentioned in one of the earlier modules. It's had 93 views, so many likes, bunch of shares, blah, 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 blah. None of it matters. None of it counts, okay? Facebook likes don't count unless they turn into dollars. They won't turn into dollars unless you've got a plan, and it's a plan to communicate. One of those plans is called a marketing plan. If you don't have one, that's cool. We're going to develop one today. How exciting. You will have a marketing plan. By the end of this section, maybe after the next video, you'll have a very complete marketing plan. Sound good? Is this what you want? I hope so. Let's dive in. Here's the big rule over this, and you might have heard it before. It's that you cannot sell a secret. Most people I meet with in business have all got great. Everyone has a great business. No matter what, your business is great. All right. I think it's cool. I think you're cool, and I think what you're doing is cool. But you can't sell a secret. And most people feel as if they're not understood in the marketplace simply because they haven't got their message across clearly enough. And they've got a great product, a great service. They're good people. Everyone I meet is good people. But they just haven't been able to communicate clearly and effectively enough either to themselves, to their staff, or to their marketplace. And that's oftentimes because it's not their message and their marketplace isn't well planned. Most people I meet with are trying to get everyone everywhere to buy everything they've got. But it just doesn't work that way. One of my early mentors, if you're in Australia, you may know him. His name's Max Walker. And Max is an amazing communicator, was an amazing communicator. He's gone to God now, but he's an amazing communicator. And he used to teach me all the time. I was fortunate enough to spend a lot of one-on-one time with him. And he'd say, you have to learn to speak to the one. That was a terrible Max Walker impersonation. I apologize to Max Walker's estate and to anybody who knew him. We'd say you have to learn to speak to the one. That one person. You got one person, a person you got to get a message to understand what their problem is and solve their problem. It can't be this old school marketing tactic anymore where it's hands on heart saying, hi, we do the best blah ever and y'all should come over and try it. Even if you have a steak restaurant these days, it just doesn't work that way. Back in the early days when, I've shared with you before, I used to be a ladies hairdresser. And the kind of ads we would run in the paper, all of us, the whole team, come on guys, let's get our photo taken. And I've got photos, and hopefully I can dig one up and show you guys. I've got photos of me in my 20s with the whole team, all standing there in our nice clothes. Hi, come down to Aviance Hairdressing. I know it was a terrible name. Come down to Aviance Hairdressing, and we do really good style cuts and blow waves. And we'd all hope that we'd become famous and people would see our faces and want to book with us. And so many businesses are still doing marketing like that. And maybe you are too. Maybe you've identified a really key demographic and you're going after them with a very specific problem to solve that person's problem right now. Maybe you're doing that. I don't know, but we'll find out by the end of this module. So let's have a look at this page here. It's going to go through this very, very quickly. These are 6 things for you to focus on. And number 1 is your purpose. And it's always purpose over process, okay? So purpose first. What is your purpose for being? It's not, listen to this. I want to make sure I got your attention right now. If you're doing business for the money, you got to sing along with me. It's not about the money, money, money. To make it about the money. I don't even know if the lyrics are correct, but it's not about the money. There's plenty of other ways for you to make money, and business isn't the easiest. Being in business for yourself is certainly the hardest way to make money. It's always worth it when you do. You'll get there in the end, but you can go apply for a job at Bunnings as a manager. You get $125,000 a year for going to play in Bunnings. How awesome would that be? But your purpose in business has to be bigger than you. Now, I'm looking over at my wall over there, and I've got 6 gorgeous sponsor kits, all with Compassion Australia. And this is not an ad for Compassion. But when I feel like giving up, and I do, there are some days where I'm just like, what am I even thinking? I can't be bothered with this. I go over there and I look at those 6 sponsor kids, and I try as best I can to explain to them why it's a good idea to quit. My purpose is wrapped up in something way bigger than me. I'm also a part of my local church, and we give generously into our local church. And I would hate to have to explain to the people in the local area that we help to feed and clothe and provide for. I would hate to have to explain to them why we can do less. And of course, I've got kids who I have to pay their private school fees, and this gorgeous great big house that I still pay a mortgage on. And, I like toys. I like things like my gimbals and cameras and so on. But all of those things are secondary to the big things, the purpose. What is your big purpose in business? Now, for your homework today, I'm going to get you to write it all out. You'll have what's called a raison d'etre, which is a very nice French way of saying a reason to be. You will tear that page out if you've got it bound, or print that page out and you'll put it up on your office wall. And you will understand every day why you are there, more than the money. Here's the second thing. People. Your number one currency in business is people. Your number one currency in business is people. It's not money, it's people. Your money comes from people. They pay you the money. So you have to learn to look after and take care of and love the people. You must learn to speak to the one person and solve their problem and hold them dearly. Hold them lightly, but hold them dearly. Love them furiously, but hold them lightly. You don't own the people, but you can serve the people. And that makes service the basis of your business. If you understand who you're there to serve and who you're there to love, and you understand that it's about people first, then you will love, take care of, and nurture the people. I can still remember my favorite ever experience. I talk about it from time to time. My favorite ever experience at a Greek restaurant was when I was in my 20s, and it was the White Gulls Greek restaurant in Elstonwick in Victoria. Alexei was the owner of that business. I still remember his name. I'm 45 years old now. I was 20 something at the time. And we walked in and he loved us. The food, I think, was good, but I remember the experience even 20 something years later. It's not about the money. I think I remember paying $50 and leaving full with great food and I think I remember having a beer. And for me back then, that was like amazing. But $50, and I think that was for me and my girlfriend at the time, who is now my wife of 20 years. So, there was that as well. But it's about the people. What can people say about you in your business? And what are people saying? Are you afraid right now of having the Facebook 5-star rating turned on for your business, just in case you don't get a good review? Are you even seeking that sort of thing from your clients, or are you afraid of what they'll say? Or is it somewhere in between? If it's not, I look for reviews and seek them out and ask everyone to give them and just say, hey, you know what? Just give me open and honest feedback. I don't care what you say. You just say whatever you're feeling. If you're not at that point yet, we've got some work to do. Here's the next thing. What's your plan like? Is it up here? Oh, yeah, Grant, I've got a plan. Yeah, I've got a plan. All right, show me the plan. Show me the plan for your marketing. Show me the plan for your outbound correspondence. Show me the plan for what's happening in June, what's happening in October. How does that work in? When are you planned for your October marketing to start? what are you feeding into now that's going to feed October and November? What's happening next February? What are your events like, and so on? Where's the action in your business? What's bringing people in? If you don't have that documented, if you don't have that written down, then you will have a reactive business, and your cash flow will be like this. You'll be at the mercy of the marketplace. You'll be scared when you hear something like interest rates are going up. You'll drive past a service station or a petrol station or a gas station, if you're in America, and you'll see $2 a litre, or however much it is per gallon, $3.50 a gallon, and you'll panic because you'll be reactive. You'll be like, oh no, petrol's gone up, gasoline's gone up. So that means my business will be suffering this week. Oh no, a competitor has opened up in my area. My business is ruined. You know how often I hear these sort of things. You'll be worried if you don't have a plan. And that's a problem. You've got to think once and work the plan. What about your process? Right now, is your process again up in your head? You know, oh, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. Did you do it? No, we ran out of time and we ran out of money. Yeah, what is your process like for your business? Okay, here is my plan. Here is my process. Here's where I'm going. Here's how I'll get there. Here are the small steps. If you haven't listened already, I talked to you about how I ran up Mount Wellington. I'm not going to tell you that story again, but it was one step at a time. Is your process driving you, or are you driving your process? And I don't know what it's like for you, but by the end of this module, you're going to have what you need. And that excites me for these two things here. Let me talk to you about PP. If you haven't heard of him, his name is Gary Vaynerchuk. He is the guy who coined the phrase PP. He says that in business, you need two things in equal measures: passion and patience. Now, you can be passionate. Oh yeah, I'm going to set the world on fire. My business is going to be great. It's going to go great. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to so and so, and I'm, right? Passionate people produce. That's the title of the book. No. Passionate people need to have equal measures, passion and patience. Because you can go out there and think you're going to set the world on fire, throw a whole bunch of money behind it, make a big noise, and then everyone goes, that was nice. Because they'll move on to the next thing and the next exciting thing. Passion and patience, when planned with a process focused on people with a purpose, gives you consistency. And it's consistency that matters. Without all of these things, you will be inconsistent. You'll be up and down, going all over the place. People will be like, what's going on here? I don't know where he's at. I don't know what's going on. I don't know where the business is going. I don't know how to interact. I don't know how to spend my money. And they'll be confused because you'll be confused. And unless you're clear, they won't be clear. And that's what we're going to do right now. Let's get you that clarity. Let's start with who you're talking to. Let's start with who you're speaking to. Let's go to Blue Pen. Now, why are we doing this? This is like a placemat. You can print this out like 20 times. You can have 20 different avatars in your business if you want. But we're going to be speaking, each time we speak to somebody in the marketplace, you're going to be clear on who you're speaking to. So you may notice that most of my language is geared towards blokes. I'll say things like, if you have a wife and kids, because my target marketplace is men in business, aged 30 to 35, who have been in business for 3+ years, who have 3 or more staff members, virtual or real, part-time or casual, who have between $300,000 and $3 million in turnover, and they want to grow beyond their current space where they're lacking time, money, energy. They're feeling burnout, but know they have to keep moving. That's who I speak to, right? That's my clear, consistent avatar. But through speaking to that one market, you might be listening to this right now and saying, but that's not me. No, but you're listening in. So my clear funnel through is who I speak to, and other people listen in along the way, and that might be you. And if you're here, that's great, because this is useful for you as well. But I'm clear on who I speak to. If I'm speaking to everybody, then I'm speaking to nobody. So you have to speak to the one. So right now, I want you to write down an age or an age group. You might want to write down within 5 years. Don't go 40 to 50 or 30 to 50. Here's a few reasons why. Let's talk about who listens, and let's talk about what we can do about it at the back end. Firstly, the same problems that a 30-year-old man has, a 40-year-old man doesn't have. Let me tell you, I've been both. Right? So the same fears and frustrations, wants and aspirations that a 30-year-old man has, very, very different to what the same fears, frustrations, wants and aspirations that a 40-year-old man has. And I bet it's going to be the same when I'm 45. Oh, I am 45. When I'm 50 years old as well. Be different. So within 5 years, the same fears, frustrations, wants and aspirations I had at 40, I don't have at 45. They're different. Right? So 5 years is the gap. Take it from somebody who's walked the journey. What about the back end? Well, Facebook marketing, if you're going to be using it for Facebook, you've got to put your demographics in, and you're delivering on Facebook marketing and you want the best bang for your buck, you better make sure you've got no more than a 5-year age gap. Otherwise, you're going to be throwing your money down the toilet, and that's why this is important. What's their gender? I said male, you might say female. What's their fears? Their biggest fears based on the product that you can sell them. It will be based on 3 things. I'll remove that circle. I'll change colors here. It will be based on time, team, that is the people around to support them, or money. Give their fears a basis. Their frustration. Their frustration is future-based or past. Oops, I'll write it here. Future or past. This one here, this is now. Got it? Their social status. Are they upper, middle, or lower class? Married, single, divorced, kids, 1, 2, 3, 4, age groups, where are they at? You have got to recognize all of the frustrations for these people will be different. What's their postcode? You need to know where these people are living so you can make your marketing message relevant. So I have 2 main webinars that I bring people to. One of them is an Australian webinar, and it's focused specifically for certain postcodes. And the other one is a US webinar specifically for certain postcodes. There are, I cannot, the southern states of the United States, not my marketplace. West, Central, that's cool. Australia, not Northern Territory, not my clients, right? WA, Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Hobart, major capital cities in and around there. That's where I put my focus. Got it? What does this person like? Do they like boats, motorbikes, skiing? What are they into? You know what they like? What do they hate? Are they anti-establishment? Do they hate Coca-Cola? What do they dislike? You got to know who you're talking to. So when you're articulating, when you're speaking your message out, and remember your content, what you teach and what you supply people with and how you serve, even if you own a restaurant, what your recipes are. I've worked with plenty of restaurants in the past, how you serve, what you've got, what's on your menu, how you make stuff, whatever your business is, you've got to know what they like and what they don't like. So when you're talking in video, audio, written, pictures, no matter what, you know what they like and don't like with that marketplace. Big one. What do they want? What are their dreams? Again, dreams are future. Wants are now. What's the education level of your ideal client? Are they post-grad? Are they secondary school? Where are they at? You'll know how to speak to them if you know how to speak their language at their educational level. Do they have pets? If they do, are they cats or dog people? That is important Believe me, you might not think it is, but it is. Social media. Do they use Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Instagram? And where are they spending most of their time? Why do you want to know this? So you'll know how to speak their language and you'll know where to spend your dollars when you're marketing to them, right? What sort of phone do they have? Is it iPhone? Is it Android? What are they? Are they iOS or are they Android users? Why is this important? Well, I'll tell you why it's important. iPhone users, and I am one, are passionate about the iOS platform. Android users are passionate about the Android platform, and neither the twain shall meet. And if you don't know who you're speaking to, you won't know where to go to market, and you won't know where to put your dollars, and you have to know this. Do they shop online or offline? What is their vice? Do they like coffee? Do they like booze? Do they like food? Do they like chips? Here, do they like to exercise? Do they have a car? Do they like cars? Are they into Prius cars? You've got to know who you're speaking to. And you might say, hey man, none of that is important for me. No, none of that matters because I don't care about it. My clients don't care about it. Listen, it matters, okay? It matters whether they cook on gas or electric. It matters whether they're vegetarian or not vegetarian. Because when you put your message out to the marketplace, if you tailor your message so specifically that the person that's listening thinks, holy shit, they're talking to me. They're talking directly to me. They will be influenced by your message. And the more work you put into this, the clearer your message will be every time you go to speak to your marketplace. Then you can go out with more confidence and put more money into your marketing. Okay. I just hope this makes sense to you. The rest of these you can figure out pretty easy. I think I've explained this enough. And the ... down the bottom, you can add some in that are important to you. Like, I don't know, do they drink water or soft drink? Do they... Sorry about the barking dogs outside. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but around this time of day in our neighborhood, people go walking their dogs, and we've got 2 yappy dogs. And I don't know. Dogs, are they important? I put pets. It's here, right? So if you're going out to market, if I was using this video as a marketing tool right now, and my key avatar were dog lovers, I would use this snippet in my marketing, and who knows, maybe I will just yet. So here's what I want you to do with this one. I want you to make multiple copies of these and pick your top 5 avatars. So it might be a male, a female, younger, medium, older, and one other. Well, that was 5 already. Pick your top 5. And I want you to do 5 placemats here. Then when we do your marketing, you'll be looking and say, okay, which one of your avatars are you speaking to? To whom are you speaking? And you'll know how important this is when you get over to the Content Twister module, which is coming up. Next module. So Content Twister is here. This one, right? Totally separate video. That's the next video that you'll be on with me. Here's your homework though. I said before, you'll have this written up on your wall. This is bringing a few things together. This is for your homework, and then we've got one more quick thing to go through before we finish up just now. And I did say this would be a fairly jam-packed learning. Your culture is your... Now, you're going to fill this out, alrighty? So I'm going to go through it with you. Your culture is your values in action. At your business name, we believe in, write it down. Whatever it is. Then the second thing. Then the third thing. And we firmly stand against that one, and that one. This is coming out of your first module. We promise to, that's your solve. Solve the problem for the avatar, or we will. Now this is your guarantee. Your guarantee is what you would do naturally anyway. And if you fill this out, I want you to very, very proudly display this, scan it or take a photo of it or do whatever you need to do and put it inside the Business Breakthrough 101 group, which hopefully by now you are a part of. And if you're not a part of it, this is how you can advertise and market and tell us all about your business right now for free. You can let a whole bunch of people know at no cost exactly who you are, what you believe in, what you stand against, what you will do for people, and what your guarantee is. And I encourage you right now, print this out, fill it out, pop it inside the 101 group, and let us all know exactly how amazing you are. Sound good? Great, that's your homework. Before we finish up though, I want to take you through this module here. Now, I don't know what your notes look like, but I want to see you write all over these things, okay? Take a whole bunch of notes, write all over it, make it as messy as you need to, put it in whatever color you need to. And this is your workbook, so you're going to make it work for you. Let me just have a little drink here. There are 3 key areas that we've just been talking about, and I want to remind you of them before we finish up so that you can go forward and really make this work. The number one currency in your business is what? Do you remember? It's this. It's people. You understanding who you are as a person, then who they are as a person, will help you to solve their what? Their problem. You solve their problem with your promise. Your promise is based on your, let me just change colors here, is based on your service or your product. And when they pay you for that service or product based on the promise that solves their problem and it works because of your guarantee, that will give an increase in trust. The more they trust you, the more they will refer you, because friends refer friends. When you get your message out to the marketplace and you know who the people are and you know what their problem is, your message will have a lot more clarity. When you have clarity in the message, people that listen to it will understand that they need it. They will then come to it based on the trust value of the promise. These are all of the elements together. People who are out there in the marketplace, we will cover all of this off in our next module on how to get all of the steps in line so you can sell and influence based on what we've said today. In the next module, and I trust you've taken a whole bunch of notes on that last part. I know I went through it kind of quick, but I want you to go back and listen to it again. Everything I said there is absolute gold for you. Content Twister is next, but after Content Twister, we'll be going through this model here. Now, it's this model here where we will put everything that I just did very quickly here. That was a little preview for you. Everything there will go into action here. And it's in this model that I will show you how you can attract a whole bunch of people into your business and get some very well qualified prospects paying you a lot of money more often. Sound good? Well, I hope so, because that's what I want ultimately for you and your business. So far you should have figured this out. You need to know who you are, what you stand for, what you stand against. You need to know who your client is, what their problem is, what their fears are, what their frustrations are. You need to know who they are, where they are, how to get to them, what they like and dislike, so you can have a conversation with them. Why? Because people are important. People are the most important thing for you in your business right now. Not just the people who are going to pay you money, but your staff as well. How are you communicating to them based on your values and culture? And have you ironed out the subcultures in your business? And I trust you have. Hey guys, this is so important and it's so simple. I'm really excited to be working with you on this, and I can't wait to hear more from you. Let's go ahead and jump straight into the Content Twister. I recorded it on a completely different day with a completely different background, and I'm wearing a completely different shirt. But don't be thrown by that. I'm looking forward to jumping in, and then I'll catch up with you back here on the model that you're seeing right here in front of you. We'll be catching up on that model next time after the content twister. I'm so excited for where you're going. Let me know your stories. Let me know what you're learning. Let me know what you're liking. Let me know what you're taking away from this. I'm Grant. Let's chat soon. I'll see you in the next module.